So here it is, our second version of our cheap and deep swimming pool. It's functioning really well. It's really fun to swim in something where you actually have to swim. Most of this pool is stand up and it's kind of to my belly button. In that whole area where the white is, you actually have to swim or you sink, and that makes it a lot funner. It makes it a lot funner to be able to jump off the deck, do more than just a shallow dive type of thing, and it just gives you some range. And if that's something that you're interested in, I want to share with you some of the things that I learned on this one that if I could go back in time I'd do different. So let's go into the studio and I'll show you. It's not going to take long. So if I could go back in time, the first thing that I would do is I'd increase the size of the liner that I put in the bottom of the pool in that hole. And I made a little model here. And so this would be the dirt. And if this is the old pool, that's going to be the deep spot. That's going to go in there. What I would do is I would make that bigger. Big enough that it will go well over the edge of the flat part of the bottom of the pool. So here you can see in my little model, if I had my old pool lining my deep area, that it goes over the edge, the flat edge of the ground. This, again, would just be like a piece of plywood for working off of, put the scaffold on and so forth. The second thing is I would secure that liner with string, and I would put way more than what I did. And those strings, indicated by these pieces of tape here, would then help hold the liner from sagging down into the hole. So the first time that I did this, I used a glue designed for vinyl, and it worked pretty well. But the thing that was really nice about it is that it was almost like a contact cement, and I could apply it and then I could roll it and it would stick together. Well, this stuff, is designed for pipe, and whether or not you want to use it is completely up to you. But I liked it. I like the color, and it seems to be really strong. But when you're using it, you have to use weight clamps. I use tube sand. You want to glue these corners up. Then you take the new pool, and I'm just going to use a piece of chalk here to kind of mark this off for this demonstration. This is what we're talking about now, is number 4, the hole. So when you're cutting the hole in your pool, I would cut it all the way up to the flats. So I'm not dealing with any gluing situation that is on the slopes. And so here you notice that the hole goes all the way up to the flat sections of the new pool. And that is going to make it way easier to glue the pool with this type of glue. This glue is slow to gain strength. It takes actually a couple of days for it to gain very much strength in this application, but it also wet. If it's not gooey and wet when the two pieces go together, it won't bond. You just have to start over. When I did this version, I actually used a watering can where I was dumping these into a watering can and then dumping it along the thing. So this is just some Elmer's glue with some food coloring in it. And here I would apply my glue in a very similar way. I'd probably put it back into a watering can and dump it into the seam and use sandbags. And then you can just glue all around or as much as you can while it's still wet. And then you fighting gravity everywhere and trying to tape sandbags up on a hill, which is ridiculous, and all kinds of other issues. It's a lot easier not to cut a hole in the bottom of your pool, but I think it's part of the human spirit to want to explore and do things different and try stuff. Do your own tests and figure it out for your own application. So that's what I would do different if I could go back in time. So good luck with your projects. Stay safe and happy swimming. And oh yeah, this one right here is the mistakes that I made on the first pool. So you might want to check that one out too.